What if I told you that the universe gave me the love of a lifetime when I was 23 and I walked away? What if I told you it took me 17 years to realize what I had done? And what if the moment I finally understood, everything changed? Now, before you think this is another sob story about the one that got away, let me assure you, this is about something far more intriguing. If you're wondering why good things seems to slip through your fingers, why timing never feels right, or why you keep attracting the wrong people, this story will change how you see love, timing, and second chances forever. But first, if you haven't watched my previous episode, pause this video and go and watch it now, because what I'm about to share builds directly on that foundation. Picture your early 20s, that fascinating age when you're convinced you have all the answers and infinite time to figure it out. That was me, already in the process of moving to a new country when fate decided to play an interesting hand. I met him completely by chance, online, pure serendipity. We started talking as friends, nothing more. But here's where it becomes almost absurd. Every day we would spend hours on expensive international phone calls. This was the era when long-distance calls were priced like luxury items, and he was paying thousands of dollars monthly just to talk to me. Think about that for a moment. This was before the age of free video calls, before we could see each other's faces with a simple tap. Just two voices connecting across continents, building something extraordinary through words alone. What began as a friendship slowly transformed into something neither of us had anticipated. It's remarkable how authentic connections develops when you strip away all the usual distractions, isn't it? When I moved to this country, not because of him, I was already in the process of moving there permanently, I discovered something quite extraordinary. This man was amazing. He would be so kind and generous with a strong ability to anticipate my needs. He would surprise me with my favorite food. He would support me in everything I needed. When I struggled, he was there, not with solutions, but with presence. When I doubted myself, he had this remarkable way of making me feel like the most captivating woman in the world. But here's what I didn't understand then, and what took nearly 2 decades to grasp. I wasn't feeling extraordinary because I was extraordinary. I was feeling extraordinary because he was perceptive enough to see something in me that others had overlooked. Yet, here I was, career-focused, navigating major life transition, operating under the sophisticated delusion that love could be scheduled like a business meeting. When he spoke of marriage, of building a life together, of that house he was constructing that could have been ours, I saw complications where he saw possibilities. So I broke his heart and I walked away convinced I was making the intelligent choice. Now, let me pose something to you, and I want you to truly consider this. When someone loves you so deeply that you begin feeling like you could conquer worlds, where do you suppose that confidence originates? Is it because you've suddenly become more remarkable than you were yesterday? Or is it because someone remarkable is reflecting your worth back to you? Hold on that question, because the answer will transform everything you believe about self-worth and relationships. After I walked away from him, did the universe reward my wisdom with more authentic love? For 15 years, 15 long years, I attracted precisely the opposite. Players with advanced degrees in emotional unavailability. People who treated dating like chess match. They were determined to win through strategy rather than sincerity. I had to play the game, and I learned to be calculating, strategic, sophisticated in all the wrong ways. I became everything I described in my first episode because the modern dating landscape seems to demand adaptation or extinction. And yes, I became quite accomplished in this game. But here's the exquisite irony. When you approach love as a game, you attract players. When your energy signals that you are there to receive love while offering only careful, calculated responses, you create a cycle that keeps genuine connection at arm's length. I thought I was protecting myself. I was actually creating my own elegant prison. 17 years later, year 2020, after 2 years of celibacy, deep personal work, and countless hours of meditation and contemplation in my rooftop room in India, something profound shifted. I found contentment in solitude, needing no external validation. And in that stillness, the realization struck with startling clarity. He had been a gift I failed to appreciate. All those years of attracting precisely the opposite, it hadn't been coincidence. It had been my education showing me through contrast what I dismissed. We spoke, and after almost 17 years, I finally found the courage to apologize, to tell him how deeply sorry I was for my treatment of him, because he deserved far better. Those words emerged from a place so authentic I hadn't known existed, not because I wanted anything from him. He had built a beautiful life with his wife and children by then, not because I sought cosmic redemption, but because he deserved to know that his love hadn't been worthless. It had been everything. And the moment I offered that genuine apology, seeking nothing in return, I was transformed. Do you see the pattern? The universe operates on its own timeline, not ours. When you desperately want something you're not prepared for, you might receive it, but your unreadiness will destroy it with surgical procedure. That comes the education through contrast. Your next breakthrough arrives only after you've learned the lesson, often years later. But here's the fascinating part. The moment you take authentic responsibility, not to get something, but because it's right, everything shifts. That's when you become ready for what you've been unconsciously preparing for. Here's what that moment of authentic accountability created. It opened a door I didn't even know existed. That transformation, that willingness to own my mistakes without seeking anything in return, became the foundation for everything that followed, including the profound love story I shared in my first episode, the one that didn't last forever but taught me what authentic connection actually feels like when you're finally ready to receive it. Right now, I want you to pause and consider these questions with brutal honesty. Have you ever dismissed genuine love because the timing seemed imperfect? Are you so focused on scanning others for flaws that you've ignored your own patterns? When someone makes you feel extraordinary, do you assume it's because you are extraordinary or because they are perceptive enough to see your true worth? Here's something sophisticated people understand. Everyone has imperfections, everyone. The difference between those who find lasting love and those who don't isn't perfection, it's the grace to acknowledge their flaws and the courage to grow. Do you want to know why the universe offers second chances only after years have passed? Because genuine growth requires time. Because some lessons can only be learned through contrast. Because sometimes we need to experience exactly what we don't want to finally appreciate what we rejected. I spent 17 years learning this lesson, 17 years wondering why love felt so complex, why authentic connections seemed elusive, why I kept attracting the wrong people. The answer was elegantly simple. I had trained myself not to recognize the right person when they appeared. So where does this leave us? What does this story mean for your life right now? I'm not sharing this to romanticize the past or suggest you chase after lost love. I'm sharing this because the patterns we create repeat until we recognize them. From this moment forward, I would rather remain single for the rest of my life than enter another relationship that isn't authentic, honest, consistent, pure, and fulfilling. If I live to 90 and discover profound love at 60, that's preferable than settling for less than what I know I deserve, because now I'm willing to offer what I wish to receive. Though I certainly hope I don't have to wait that long. Maybe till today, tomorrow. Anyway, universe has its own timeline. So that should be your standard too, if you want to feel truly alive. The final lesson. The universe doesn't reward pride, ego, or sophisticated game playing. It rewards authenticity, growth, vulnerability, and the courage to admit when you've been profoundly wrong. If you've been given the gift of genuine love, if someone truly sees you, appreciates you, and loves you in ways that bring out your best self, don't repeat my mistake. Don't assume you're entitled to something better simply because something good has finally arrived. Cherish it, nurture it, honor it. because it might not return, or it might return only after you understood what you lost, 17 years later, when the lesson has finally been mastered. If this story resonated with you, if it made you think of someone you failed to appreciate, if it illuminated patterns you're ready to transform, don't let this moment pass in silence. Share this story, comment below with your own experience of unrecognized gifts, and if you haven't already, watch my first episode to understand how this journey of authentic love continues to unfold. Remember, growth is the purpose of relationships, not merely pleasure. Choose growth, choose authenticity, and choose to become worthy of the love you desire to give and receive. The universe is constantly offering us what we need to learn. The question is, are you sophisticated enough to recognize it when it arrives? I had found contentment. Eternal vanillation.